In the heart of an untamed wilderness, where the whispering winds carried secrets through ancient trees and the rivers sang songs of survival, there lived a rogue Mustang named Storm. He was no ordinary horse. His spirit burned with defiance, his mane flowed like wildfire, and his hooves pounded the earth as if commanding it to tremble. But on this fateful day, even Storm's unyielding courage would be tested in ways he could never have imagined. It all began at dusk, when the sun dipped low behind jagged cliffs, painting the sky in hues of amber and crimson. The forest by Silverwater River was alive with sounds, the rustle of leaves, the distant cry of birds returning to their nests, and the soft gurgle of water weaving its way through mossy stones. Storm had wandered here alone, driven by instinct and hunger after days without food. His ribs pressed against his sleek coat, but his eyes still gleamed with determination. He was a survivor, always had been, always would be, or so he thought. As he approached the riverbank, drawn by the scent of fresh grass growing near the edge, something stirred beneath the surface. For pairs of yellow eyes emerged from the murky waters, glinting like lanterns in the fading light. They belonged to crocodiles, massive, armored beasts that rule these waters with cold-blooded precision. Their names were Razorjaw, Scaleback, Fawnclaw, and Mudtooth, each more fearsome than the last. These predators had grown fat on weaker prey, but tonight they sensed a challenge, a meal worth fighting for. Storm froze mid-step, his ears swiveling forward as his sharp instinct screamed danger. The air seemed to thicken around him, heavy with tension. He took a cautious step back, muscles coiled tight, ready to bolt. But before he could turn and run, one of the crocodiles lunged out of the water with terrifying speed, snapping its jaws mere inches from his hind legs. A guttural roar erupted from the creature's throat, echoing to the forest like a death knell. The chase began. Storm galloped along the riverbank, his hooves kicking up clouds of dust and mud. Behind him, the crocodiles slithered onto land, their tails thrashing violently as they pursued him with relentless determination. Each snap of their jaws sent shivers down his spine, but Storm refused to give in to fear. This wasn't just about survival anymore. It was about proving that his spirit couldn't be broken, no matter how dire the odds. He veered sharply into the dense underbrush, hoping to lose him among the tangled roots and fallen branches. The forest swallowed him whole, shadows dancing eerily as twilight deepened into night. For a moment, he thought he might escape. Then came the crash, a deafening sound that made his heart leap into his throat. One of the crocodiles had burst through the foliage ahead, cutting off his path. Its teeth gleamed wickedly in the moonlight, and its tail lashed side to side like a whip. Trapped, Storm reared up on his hind legs, letting out a defiant whinny that echoed through the trees. His chest heaved with exertion, sweat mingling with the dirt on his coat. He scanned his surroundings desperately, searching for any chance, any opening. To his left, the river shimmered darkly, its current swift and unforgiving. To his right, the other 3 crocodiles closed in, their movements slow yet deliberate, exuding menace. Do I fight? Storm wondered silently, his thoughts racing faster than his pounding heartbeat. Or do I flee? But deep inside, he already knew the answer. Flight might buy him time, but it wouldn't save him. Not here, not now. So instead, he chose to stand his ground. With a sudden burst of energy, he charged straight at the nearest crocodile, aiming for its vulnerable neck. The impact was jarring. His hooves struck hard, forcing the beast to retreat with a startled hiss. Encouraged, Storm pivoted and kicked out again, connecting with another crocodile's snout. The crack of bone-meeting hoof reverberated through the clearing, yet for every blow he landed, 2 more threats loomed closer. His strength was waning, his body battered and bruised. Blood trickled from a gash on his flank where one of the crocodiles had managed to graze him. Still, he fought on, driven by sheer willpower. Every fiber of his being screamed defiance, refusing to bow to fate. Then, just as hope seemed lost, a miracle unfolded. A flash of silver streaked across the sky, a lone eagle diving toward the chaos below. It was Windcaller, a majestic bird known throughout the forest for its keen vision and unmatched bravery. With a piercing cry, Windcaller swooped down, talons extended, and raked one of the crocodiles across its eyes. The injured predator roared in pain, thrashing wildly before retreating into the water. The distraction gave Storm the opening he needed. Summoning every ounce of strength left in his weary body, he leaped over the remaining crocodiles, landing awkwardly but safely on the opposite side of the riverbank. The icy water surged around his legs, threatening to pull him under, but he pushed forward, his hooves finding purchase on the slippery rocks beneath. Behind him, the crocodiles hesitated, unwilling to follow him into deeper, swifter currents. One by one, they retreated, disappearing back into the shadows of the forest. Storm didn't stop until he reached the safety of higher ground, collapsing onto the cool grass with a shuddering sigh. His body ached, his wounds stung, but his spirit soared. Against all odds, he had survived. What did you think of Storm's incredible journey? Stories like this remind us that resilience isn't just about physical strength. It's about believing in yourself even when the world seems determined to break you. If you enjoyed this tale of courage and survival, don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories that celebrate the indomitable human and animal spirit. Leave a comment below sharing your thoughts or telling us about a time when you faced overwhelming odds. Your voice matters. Moral lesson: courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to act despite it. No matter how tough life gets, remember, refusing to give up can turn even the darkest moments into triumphs.